guys, welcome to my channel. So I am Rosanel Ginhawa from ID2103. So for this video, we have to do a comparative analysis about the different topologies in our Cisco, which is we have different topologies, which is the point-to-point topology, the bus topology, the star topology, the tree topology, the mesh topology, and the last one is the ring topology. So the first one that I will going to discuss to you is the point-to-point topology, which is the point-to-point topology is the simplest topology that connects two nodes directly together with the common link is reserved for transmission between those two nodes. So the point-to-point connection uses an actual length of wire or cable to connect the two ends, but other options such as satellite links or microwaves are also possible. So when you change, for example, when you change the TV channels by remote, you are establishing a point-to-point connection between the remote control and the TV's control system. So the transfer of data in point-to-point topology can be in multiple ways across the network, or in simplex, in full simplex, or duplex, or half duplex. So I explained to you in the simplex, half duplex, and the full duplex. So in the in the simplex mode of communications, signal flows in one direction only, and one node transmit, and the other one is received. So in the other one, which is the half duplex of communication, so each node can transmit and receive, but not at the same time. And the next one is the in full duplex mode of communication, so both stations transmit and receive simultaneously. So I will give to you an advantages and disadvantages of using the point-to-point topology. So first, from the advantages in using the point-to-point topology is the first one is the highest bandwidth, because the point-to-point is the highest bandwidth because there is only two nodes having entire bandwidth of a link. And the second one is the very fast compared to other network topologies because it can access only two nodes. Then the third one is it is very simple connectivity, and the fourth one is provides a low latency, and the fifth is point-to-point topology is easy to handle and maintain. Then the sixth one, or probably the last, that the point-to-point topology is a node that can be replaced in a few seconds. Then after that, I will give you the disadvantages of point-to-point topology. So first, the first one is this topology is only used for small areas where nodes are closely located. Then the second one is the entire network depends on the common channel. In case of link broken, entire network will become dead. Then the third one, which is the last, there is another major drawback of this topology. So there are only two nodes. If any of the nodes stops working, then the data cannot be transferred across the network. Then, I think that's all for the point-to-point topology. So, let's proceed to the next, which is the bus topology. So, first, a bus topology is a specific kind of network topology in which all the various devices in the network are connected to a single cable or line. So in general, the term refers to how various devices are set up in a network. Uh, so, from the bus topology, one way to think about a bus topology is that the line connected to all the devices or nodes in the network, then it's like an easel along which a signal travels in order to find the node to which it's to be delivered. So typically the cable in the bus topology has two end terminals that dampen the signal so that it does not keep moving from one end of the network to the other. So the different types of bus topology can be referred to as a linear or distributed bus topology. So a linear topology implies that there is just one line associated with the two distinct endpoints. Then in a distributed bus topology, there may be more than one linear pattern connected to the network. So bus topologies are often valued for their simplicity and lower cost of implementation. However, one drawback is that if the central line is compromised, so the entire network will go down. Then it can be difficult to troubleshoot these kinds of system, and problems like data signals loss can occur with a longer linear cable. Then from the bus topology, let's proceed to the next topology, which is the star topology. So from this star topology, so alternatively referred to as a star network, star topology is one of the most common network setups in this common configuration. So every node connects to a central network device like a hub, the switch, or computer. So the central network device acts as a server and the peripheral device acts as clients. So depending on the type of network card used in each computer of the star topology in a coaxial cable or an RJ45 network cable is used to connect computers together. The image shows how this network setup gets its name, as it's shaped like a star. So I'll give you an advantages and disadvantages of using this star topology. So from the advantages in the star topology, the first one is star topology is a centralized management of a network through the use of the central computer, hub, or switch. And the second one is it is easy to add another computer to the network. Then the third one, which is the last one from the advantages, if one computer on the network fails, the rest of the network continues to function normally. Then, after giving you the advantages, I will give you the disadvantages of this star topology. So, we have three disadvantages of the star topology. So, the first one may have a higher cost to implement, especially when using a switch or router as a central network device. The second one is the central network device determines the performance and numbers of nodes the network can handle. Then the third one, which is the last, if the central computer hub or switch fails, an uh, entire network mm, the entire network goes down and all computers are disconnected from the network. So after the star topology, let's proceed to the next one, which is the mesh topology. So in mesh topology, so in mesh topology, all the computers are interconnected to each other in a network. So each computer not only sends it in its own signals but also relays data from other computers. This type of topology is very expensive, as it's very difficult to establish the connections of the mesh topology. So in the mesh topology, every node has a point-to-point connection to the other node. Then the connection in the mesh topology can be wired or wireless. Then, a fully connected mesh topology has all the computers connected to every other computer. So a full mesh is a network in which devices are organized in a mesh topology. So a full mesh topology provides a great deal of redundancy, but because it can be prohibitively expensive to implement, it is usually reserved for network backbones, even after considering the cost and redundancy factor of this network. So its main advantage is that the network traffic can be redirected to other nodes if one of the nodes goes down. Full mesh network is used only for backbone networks. Then, after that, the next one is the partial connected mesh, which is connected to the mesh either. From the partial mesh topology, so the partial mesh topology is more practical as compared to full mesh topology. So in partially connected mesh topology, all the nodes are not necessary to be connected with each other in a network. So this partial mesh topology is less costly compared to full mesh topology, and also it reduces the redundancy. Then I will give you the advantages and disadvantages of a mesh topology. So the first one, so in the advantages, I have here a 4 advantages and 3 disadvantages of a mesh topology. So the first one from the advantages of the mesh topology is the first one is there is no traffic problem, as there are dedicated point-to-point links for each computer. So the next one is it has a multiple links. So if one route is blocked, then the other can be accessed for the data communication. So the third one is they say that mesh is providing a high privacy and security. Then the last one, which is the fourth one, which is fault identification is easy because of point-to-point connection. Then let's go to the disadvantages of the mesh topology. So the first one from the disadvantages of the mesh topology is the mesh topology requires high number of cables and I/O ports for the communications. So the second one is installation is very difficult in the mesh topology, as each node is connected to every node. So the third one, which is the last one, is the mesh topology is costly compared to the other network topology. So I star, for example, is the star bus point-to-point topology. So for the last topology that I will discuss to you for the comparative analysis of the different topologies. from this video is the ring topology. So the ring topology, or also known as the ring network, is a type of a network topology where each node is exactly connected to the two other nodes. So forward and backwards, thus forming a single continuous path of single transmission. So in ring topology, so there are two ring topology based on the data flow. So the first one is the unidirectional, and the second one is the bidirectional. So I will explain to you the first one, which is the unidirectional. So uh, that one is a ring topology handles data traffic in either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So this data network thus can also called as a half duplex network. So an unidirectional ring topology is thus easy to maintain compared to bidirectional ring topology. So uh, I have an example, which is the Sonnet network, or the SDH network. I will discuss Sonnet. A Sonnet, or the SDH, is a standardized network protocol that transfers data streams over optical fibers, whereas a bidirectional ring topology handles data traffic in both directional and can be full duplex network. So the next one is we have a token passing, which is token passing is a ring topology. So it is often a term which talk about. So token contains a piece of information which is sent along with the data. So the source computers is in easier term a token, so like a permission packet which allows a particular node. So the permission to release information over the network. So a token is a regular pass from one node to another, and if a node has some information to pass on the network, the node releases the information if the node does not have any data to release. Then on the network, then it transfers the token to the next node. So the nodes with token are the ones only allowed to send data, so the other nodes have to wait for an empty token to reach them. So I will give you an advantage and disadvantages of the ring topology. So from the advantages, we have 4 advantages from ring topology and 2 disadvantages from the ring topology. So the first one is advantages, which is reduced chances of data collision as each node releases a data packet after receiving the token. The second one is the token passing makes ring topology perform better than the bus topology under heavy traffic. And the third one is no need of a server to control connectivity among the nodes. And the fourth one is the equal access to the resources. Then the disadvantages from the ring topology is in an unidirectional ring, a data packet must pass through all the nodes. For example, let's say A, B, C, D, and E are part of the ring network. The data flows is from A towards to B, and henceforth in this condition. So, if E wants to send a packet to D, the packet must traverse the entire network to reach D. Then the third one, which is the last one, a single point of failure. That means if a node goes down, entire network goes down. So after explaining to you what is the different topologies, so I think I've delivered you the comparative analysis between each topology. So thank you for watching.